straight going into it. We're here on Coco Key. This is JoJo with JoJo Crosses. And I'm doing a speed build, a speed island. Today we're doing filler areas, and we're also doing my little lazy river that I wanted to do on this island. And I wanted to put a bunch of vines along this hill in the back because it was looking kind of boring, and so I'm just greening it up with some of that. And you know, just trying to give it some color, some looks of like being tropical. You know, I feel like it really does help. So there's a lot of throwing in vines, but I think we're to the edge of it now. So I'm sorry about the in out. Oh my gosh, it's rough on the mind here, even for me. Picking up my weeds, which is my favorite thing to do, by the way. I know I've told you that. That's my favorite cozy thing to do on an island. I wish they would just give me a whole island full of weeds. It'd be my dream. And then they could just grow back every day and I could come back and pick weeds. I'm just kidding. That's not all I want to do. But I'm just saying, like, it would not be an unhappy moment for me. This is where I was kind of going to see if I could throw some of these down from the top, since you can't always get over to the location, you know. And I didn't want to leave anything unattended. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely wanted to look like we gave some attention to all of these areas. So that's what I'm up to right now. And then there's going to be just a ton of laying down plants and trees and bushes and flowers, you name it. There's going to be a ton. I needed to get, you know, all this stuff cleaned up, obviously. And then I want to make sure that this lazy river looks kind of like the one that I did go on in Jamaica, oh my gosh, the Bahamas. It was such a fun little lazy river that they had at this resort that we were at, and it trailed around forever. Like, the ride itself, you would get on at one location and it felt like you went a mile, you know what I mean? So it was fun, and I'm just hoping that this kind of trails around like that, and that it looks really, really good that way. So anyways, it goes down very much like a normal path, but there are no skinny parts really. So, and you don't really want it to be skinny because of the fact that it's, you got to get rafts on here and stuff. You know what I mean? It's got to be a certain width for people to get on it and travel around. So, there's that portion of things. Here comes a balloon, you all. Sorry. This music that I have is playing from beginning game. I recorded 2 hours of me just standing in one location, and I think you will find that about every 9 minutes you're going to hear a balloon whisk by. And it's funny because when I'm playing my game, the balloon never goes by conveniently by me. It's either off in the distance or whatever, and I have to run and chase after it. But when I did not want it to be in the, you know, videoing of this, of course, is when the balloons just go crazy. So anyway, sorry about that, but yeah, you'll hear a little bit of the wispy balloons in the way here as well. Now, Able Sisters is not done yet, and it won't be done in this video, but I am going to put some stuff in front of it, pathing in front of it, in order to get, you know, that kind of started in my brain. And what we'll do is probably on the next one, I'm going to try to finish some of the villager houses and Able Sisters and stuff like that. We'll talk about it towards the end too, but just that's the deal. So I got the main shape. Now I'm just trying to figure out like where I need to fill in. This particular design did not have like a corner filler. Some designs you'll see have like these little things that you put in the corner, but it looks like it doesn't really need it. I was kind of worried that that corner would look odd, but by the time you get down to the business, it's not really too bad. Do you hear that balloon again? That wasn't even 5 minutes. Why are they coming so quick is my question. Really, why? Anyway, I'm just noticing this as I'm filming this because it seems louder than usual. Probably my bad. I probably didn't set it up right or something, but anyways, I don't mind it except when the balloon comes along. Then I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go get a balloon. And if you're watching this while you're doing any kind of gameplay, I'm sorry. It's probably making you think you have a balloon somewhere. But isn't this beginning game music like your fave? I moved Bangle over there. We'll also deal with Bangle's house later too. I haven't decided what I want to do for her. I need to have like more little relaxation areas and stuff on this island, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll make her house like a towel area where, because that was another thing in Jamaica. Oh my god, I keep saying Jamaica. It's not Jamaica, the Bahamas. I've never been to Jamaica. That was another thing in the Bahamas at this resort, is that everywhere you would walk around this resort, there would be like these little huts where you could walk up and grab towels for your people, or you could possibly purchase like a pass for, you know, some particular thing on the island or whatever. And so there were a lot of booths all over the place on this resort. And so I definitely think I need to put a couple of those around, just because I'm kind of basing this island sort of on Jamaica. You know what I mean? Bahamas. I'm going to say that this entire video. You do not need to correct me in the comments. I already know I'm being stupid, okay? I do. I already know I'm misspeaking. I don't know why I'm thinking of Jamaica. Like I said, maybe that's my next destination. I don't know. But I've never been there. We have to put a lot of flowers and bushes and trees. This right here, what you're watching, is ours. It was probably about 2.5 to 3 hours of gameplay straight, and I sped it up to, I think, 4 times the speed. So that's the speed we had to go to get to where you don't have to watch every stinking thing I do and take forever. You know what I mean? So anyway, but I did want you to see the process. There is no perfection here. There are a few times where you might see me pause and my girl doesn't move for a hot second. That is probably because I'm loading things into my little mod computer or whatever in the background, because you have to have a computer hooked up to your Switch. It does it via the Wi-Fi, and it connects into your system, and then you can I'm not modding anything, my Switch is modded, but I'm just loading in the little items that I want, and then what I do is there's a button that you can use to freeze it, which April Honey, I'm so happy that she showed me this, how to do it, where you can freeze in all your items, and that means that when you go to place something, it never runs out. It stays in the spot forever in your inventory. And you can also load in anything, basically. So whatever you want in there that is in game, you can do. I have found a few downsides. Number one is if you are in freeze, and then you go to President Nook and you ask him to move a house, and he gives you the housing kit, it never shows up inside your inventory. So you have to go back in, cancel the transaction, unfreeze your pockets, and then put the thing in there. So there are some things that you have to watch out for, but you can do a lot of cool stuff without having to go to treasure islands and things. So it's kind of like having your own Instacart inside your pockets. You don't have to look for anything. There's also a portion of this video you're gonna find where I am fighting on top of one of the cliffs to put trees down. They should fit. Like, there's a part where it should fit and it doesn't, and I don't understand why that is. So the struggle is really real in that part. And I think it was because when there's an area of your island that has too many items in it, like it's a square of area that has too many items, too many plants, too many flowers, too many bushes, whatever, I think it has a tally. It will no longer allow you to plant trees. It would allow me to plant baby trees because they don't count, but it wouldn't allow me to plant my big trees. So when you see me struggling with that up here on the hill, just know that is what was happening. I'll probably bring it up again too. Sorry, my bad, but it was a bone of contention during this entire time because I didn't realize that was what was going on, and I am just on the struggle bus. But you can see, like, we are making this island look very lush and pretty, and I'm trying to just make it seem and feel tropical so that when you walk around, you're like hopefully feeling surrounded by beauty. That is the whole goal. So anyways, I tried to use a lot of the shell items up and around here and there just to bring some semblance of cohesiveness between the villagers' houses and the landscape. So I am trying to use those, and plus they're tropical and they make it feel a little more tropical. So, and I also have like the same group of flowers that I use throughout this island, and there's a portion where I forgot that glowing moss, excuse me, and so this whole time I'm like not using it, and then I realized, why am I not using glowing moss? It's amazing. So anyway, I will bring that in eventually, but right here I do not, obviously. I'm trying to put little clumps of areas where it just makes it look kind of interesting and pretty, but not annoyingly invasive. But then I realized I kind of need to fill in all the space because I don't really have a plan in there. And in here I'm going to put a couple of houses. So once I get done, decking out these hills and stuff, I will be moving in some of those houses and work on them the next time. I hope you enjoy the beginning music. It is my favorite music in this game, like of all time. And I don't know why, but it brings me such peace and calm. I just love it. I decided to start on this side and go like from left to right, kind of like reading. It makes me feel like things are more completed. And I don't know why that is either, but it does. And so that's why I ran all the way to this side so that I could, finish this in its entirety and not feel like I left something out. The back hills are just meant for accents and looks and, accompaniment to all the things in front of it, but I feel like I need to have, them look really beautiful and pretty and colorful so that it meets up with what I wanted to do on this island. So anyway, a lot of repetitive bushes, plants, and trees, and hopefully that is not annoying the absolute bejesus out of you guys, but it was tedious. I will say I am a little burned out of this island right now. Even just watching this, I'm like annoyed. I don't get annoyed very easily at all, but for some reason it's just having to, and I'm usually a feel every space kind of person, but I don't know, it was just, there was something about this is where the struggle bus is, by the way. see how it let me put that baby tree in there? But then when I go to the middle of this is also where I realized I have giant vines, and I forgot about giant vines and their existence. That happens. And oh, by the way, thank you, Crispy, because I was watching Crispy's video, listening to it while I was doing this, and she kept saying things like volcano, cave, giant vine, this and that. And every time she said that, I went, oh my gosh, that does exist. I need to get that. And oh my gosh, that does exist. I need to grab that. And so this is where I was like, why will a tree not go here? So then I decided, okay, let me try the baby trees, because I was able to get the babies in on either side. Yep, it worked. See, it's just like, but I couldn't put the big ones in. That's where I'm like getting frustrated, is where I'm like, oh my gosh, why will a big one not fit here? I think it's just because there's too many items covered in the areas. And so I threw a giant vine in because I thought I need some height on either side. I need something. So it lets you put in items. It just doesn't let you put any more bushes or trees in there. And they would fit. Like, there's plenty of space. There's no reason why bushes and trees would not fit in that middle section. Like, there's one space in the back, front, side. It fits. Trust me. It's just a limitation of the game sometimes. And it has to do, I think, with loading and what the game will allow us to do so that it will function, well enough. So anyways, just FYI, if you ever get to this point and you're like, why can I not fit a tree in here? It may be that you just have so many trees already in that big acre of land that it's limiting you. And again, the small trees don't count. It's only the big adult ones. This is where I'm trying adult after adult, and look, the baby tree works. See? So anyway, the more you know, right? So if you guys get frustrated or have a problem with that, that's what's going on. So, but I do love how it turns out, obviously. There was just some frustrations along the way, and kind of just was a little annoying in that way, but other than that, I love how it did turn out, and I was happy with it, in the end. Even if I had to use baby trees and couldn't have the height I wanted back here and all that kind of stuff, it was all good. It forced me to get out of my brain and use some items that I wasn't using as much in the game and stuff like that. So it definitely did help. But you'll notice that there's a period of time where I keep using the same things, and then I kind of switch up and use a new item. That is because of Crispy. So Crispy Crafts, if you haven't subscribed to her, you should. She's amazing. She's beautiful, lovely person. Also, I was watching an older video of Logan, who is Highland Cider, and he has a beautiful resort island that he's been working on. He's been on a break this week, I think. He'll be back, I think, next week or the week after. I'm not sure, but he was on a little bit of a break. And so there haven't been any additions, but I was behind on the videos, so I've been trying to watch them. Matter of fact, I think I forgot to comment on his video, which is rude. Anyway, but I was watching his videos, and he used a few items too that were like in my brain, and it went okay, or did some things that I was like, okay, yeah, I could do that too, so it is helpful. And here I'm just filling in the back side of my pool so that if you're at the pool, you've got some beauty coming in from the fencing. You cannot plant where your vines are planted in front of them unless you have another extra space. So there's not a whole lot of greenery, flowers and stuff I can put back there. There are definite limitations. So just keep that in the back of your mind in case here is another struggle bus moment. I just knew that a giant vine would fit in here, but I couldn't get it to go. Finally did. And I was like, what the heck is happening? It just had to be in the right spot. But The vines kind of take up some of your space. Oh my gosh, it's so zippy. And also, I was wondering, how did June get up here? There is no incline. Also, oh, maybe she walked in from the pool area. That could be. That could be, actually. Because she does live up here. But I just kept thinking, how did you get up here, girlfriend? And CJ saying, how did you get up on the top tier? There's no way to get up here, buddy. He is constantly in the way. I eventually do block him in, and of course go the next day as I'm working, and so he does finally get out of the way. But yeah, he's just like, he's got to be right up in your face when you're making a video. He really does. It's nonstop. I got trapped a few times. I felt like you can't walk up here, really. You cannot. Like, if you ever come visit this island, it is not going to be a spot where you're going to be like, oh, let me go walk around and stuff up there. No. Down below, yes, I will have roads and trails and pathways and stuff, but up here, nope. This is just for looks. You are not going to get up here. If you do, it's going to be Struggle Bus City. So just be aware. Be aware if you come see my island once I put the dream dress out. It is not going to be happening. But I do love how colorful Tropical is. I really do. It's so pretty. And all the colors together, and you really can't go wrong with that, which is awesome. So, this is where I'm like, man. Sometimes when things are on the half space, it's a little annoying because it makes it so you can't do what you want to do, but it's okay. I'm hoping this looks good at night too. There's where I was like, oh, I can put a cave back here, and here I am going to put a big volcano. I turned it on too. The kid in me is like, well, I have to do that. You have to touch things, you know? You can't just put something up and be happy with it. You have to touch it, make sure it does something. Especially after I've learned over time. When did I learn that? You know when the bamboo doll came out with it's that little stick of bamboo that you put down, and then if you touch it, it pops open, and out pops a doll, like a glowing doll. It almost looks like a saintly thing or something. Oh look, I remembered glowing moss exists. It's like it almost looks like a little rising angel or saint or something hilarious like that. And anyways, and it makes this sound like Pikachu, not Pikachu, but like Pikachu or something when you push it. And then it pops up and it kind of surprises you. Yeah, I scared the crud out of myself one time because I didn't know it did anything. Matter of fact, when I got that DIY and I created it for the first time back in the day, I was like, what is the point of this thing? It's just a stick. It just sits here. I didn't touch it. I didn't even think about touching it. I was so lame. And then I think I was watching a video of someone, and they were like playing with it and said it was like their favorite item in the game. But before they touched it, they were saying it was their favorite item, and I'm like, why? All it is a stick. It just sits there. And then they did the little thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute and hilarious. And so, yeah. So, but it just scared the living daylights out of me when they did it. You know what I mean? So, anyways. And sometimes it still does if I forget or go by it and do it, and then I just forget to expect that little doll to pop out. So, but anyways, this is where CJ was really getting in the way. So I was like, dude, I'm just going to plant all around you, and if you get through, great. If not, sorry, dude. But I was able to, and he was able to walk around in the grass, and he disappeared the next day, and it was fabulous. So CJ's probably my least favorite NPC of all times. Like, it's annoying that you have to go through the whole tournament process, not tournament, but fishing process, like competitive fishing thing, in order to get him to buy your fish. Like, can't you just buy my fish like Flick does? You guys are friends. Why don't you talk? I don't know. Anyways, just asking for a friend, like why you can't do that. Here I was like, June, now you're getting in my way. Oh, the Hercules beetle. It's so ginormous. I did not realize it. I put it in my pockets and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. Look how giant that thing is. That's gonna eat you alive. It's not for reals, but seriously. The game just made it huge. And I get the name is Hercules, but still. Or is it a giraffe? It might be the giraffe. Anyway, big, right? So, oh, look how cute she is. She's loving my flowers. She waters them. June's adorable. How could anybody not like that little cute little cub? She's so cute. All right. So we got the majority of the back decked out, and I'm just kind of looking to see if you can even see it. You can. It's in the background, but you can't really get a close-up and real look at that. But whatever, it's okay. Here is where I thought, okay, I gotta start moving some things around. So I'm trying to pick up some of the stuff. And then I'm going to put down a couple of houses back here, a couple of villager homes. I didn't like this because you couldn't see the light very well, so I decided to move this light up. And of course, every color but the one I needed is the one that popped in there. I don't really love the glowing lamp in yellow at all, but it's okay. It's alright. It does its job, I guess. This dragonfly also ginormous. Wow. Like, how big do you need to be? I don't even understand it. There's that beetle that I just used, and then there's the big butterfly. What is that one? Agrius something? The blue one? Huge. Like, those things are ginormous. Just huge. But anyways, filling in these spots, I thought, well, I'll just kind of put the shells on either side, little kitty corner, kind of make it look a little interesting, you know. And I definitely am grateful for the wheat field and grateful for my rocks just going in these cool spaces. And just all the filler things that you use. I'm so happy that they have a lot of choices, you know. I still think there could be more. Ooh, weed pulling. I love it. Anyways, I still think there could have been more in this game, but it's okay. I would think it would be cool if they put pineapples in the ground, you know, like in a pineapple bush. Because that would be cool on a tropical island to put like pineapple groves or something. And I also think they need to make fruit bushes like the blueberry bush, raspberry bushes. What about a strawberry plant? Oh my gosh, would that not be cute? Guys, imagine like a big strawberry island. Oh, it would be so cute. And then they could add things like strawberry shortcake to the meals. And they could add like, I don't know, strawberry shake and strawberry margarita. Why can't they have alcoholic beverages on here? I don't understand. Pina colada, hello. I guess it is for children too. So they have to appeal to all the peeps. But I'm just saying, like, Nintendo, let us have our booze, okay? Let us have our drinky drinks. They put champagne in there. Like, they say it's sparkling apple drink, but we all know it's not. We all know that that is champagne, made and created for New Year's Eve when you toast with your loved ones to the new year coming in. Yeah, we know that. So don't even try to trick us and make us think it's not. This wheat field was being very, very annoying at this point. Mind you, I've done not one thing with these beaches, but I think the beaches are going to be just a path with some shower areas and a whole lot of little beach chairs just everywhere, and maybe some shell items because, well, they said that it didn't have to be crazy. Stacy said. Oh, by the way, have I mentioned Stacy yet? I have not. You guys, Stacy is crossing Maniac. She invented the Last Resort Challenge, and that is what this is. And so, if you wanted to join in, unless you could do an island like in 1 month, it's probably a little late because I believe it expires August 31st. However, if you thought you could do like a 30-day challenge, Last Resort Island or something, I mean, this would be the time. You'll notice that said Cyrano's kit. This is because this is the time I learned that when I go to Nook, if I don't have my pockets unfrozen, it will not work. So I had to unfreeze my pockets and go back in there, cancel out the whole kit situation, and then redo it again because, you know. And anyway, I got my kits put in. I got my little houses. One of these is Sasha and one of these is Lily. Lily is over here. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing here. And I won't get it done in this video, so I think I mention it again at the end, but it's probably going to end up being like a rental area for the inflatables and stuff to go on this little lazy river. So that is what this is going to be. But for right now, I did not notate that, so, which is fine. You know, we get to it eventually. And this will have to be fixed once the house comes in because you can't get all that done with the house not there yet. So anyways, I think I do fast forward to get it moved in, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. Pretty sure I do though. But anyway, then we're just filling in the planks. I really like this little wood plank situation. Whoever made this, thank you so much. You did a very great job. And I definitely am utilizing it. I'm appreciating it for sure. So, but we don't really do this yard yet. So it's just one of those things that, you know, kind of just moving along. A lot of filler in though, you guys, like a lot of filling in. To the point where I was just like done with plants, you know? Maybe that's why, is there's just so much of the same thing. Gotta move this tree. It was blocking Able Sisters and I didn't want it to do that. So I decided to go ahead and plant a couple trees on either side. And that way, you know, we could get a little bit of beauty back there. But didn't want to take up the front, you know. All right, and then here's all, this side has not been done yet, so I definitely needed to touch up with some more flowers, trees, and bushes, things like that. Just so when you're up on top and looking down, it doesn't look lame, you know, boring. Gotta do that. I've been having a little bit of problem with my modded switch as far as when I go to save it. It goes through like the saving process. It looks like it's doing just fine, and then it goes to the brown screen of death. I thought for sure that I was losing my islands, but it does save. But then it gives me that message. So I saved all my islands over to my computer recently, and then that way I can, you know, that way I can get them if something bad happens, but so far it hasn't, so I'm just really hoping this will hang on. As soon as this island is done and my Sakura island is done, which they should be rounding up around the same time because I kind of started them around the same time, then I'm going to take out this SD card and exchange it with a different one and see if that fixes the problem. So I'm not sure if it will, but we'll see. Also, for my next, speaking of being done with these islands, for my next one, I'm thinking of doing, and I already talked to you guys about this before, but I'm thinking of doing a fall island. And the fall island, I'm just not sure if I should work in Halloween or not. I could put a little bit of Halloween, like some touches, but I'm not sure. I kind of just want it to be a dark fall island with a lot of mushy items and stuff like that. So I might put up a poll and just see how you guys feel about it. Like, should I incorporate the Halloween items, or should I just leave it as a murky, dark forest? Like, you know, I'm just not sure. So anyways, let me know your feelings on it, you guys, and we'll see what ends up happening with that. So we are almost done with some of this. Towards the end, I will do a quick tour of the island and let you just see like how everything turned out, and then that way you guys can kind of put your 2 cents in and see what you think, or if there's anything I need to fix before the next one, because I'm trying to kind of just finish up this island hopefully between now and the next video. So I'm probably going to do a lot of the filler offline, that way you don't have to watch a video like this again, because we can't have identical stuff going on. And I'm also going to do up some of the houses and things like that. I don't think people really love watching HHP too much, like doing the interiors, but I'll try to video a few of them. I just don't think you guys want to watch all of it. So anyways, we'll throw a few scattered bits in on the next one. I have to figure out what I'm doing with Bengal's house, and then I have to figure out what I'm doing with Lily and what I'm doing with Sasha, which I have ideas, I'm just not exactly sure. So we'll kind of see, but yeah, and then we'll kind of move on. But yeah, I kind of can't wait to be done with this little resort challenge. It's beautiful and gorgeous, do not get me wrong, like I love it, but it's just been a little tedious is all. So, and I don't know about you guys, but when you get to a point where it becomes more work than enjoyable, I feel like that's when you get kind of burned out. Or when you feel like you have to do something instead of wanting to do something. That's why I'm kind of always like a little nervous about doing challenges that people have come up with, because it starts to make me hate the island. Or at least not want to do it anymore, you know? So I don't know. I'll definitely be happy to have it done and move on to something different. And I am excited to get going on fall, because my brain is like feeling the fall, you know what I mean? Just a little. Not a ton, but just a little. So I'm excited about it. But we'll see. And I've never done like a dark fall, murky type island. I've never done that. So I think it'll be kind of cute. I need to figure out my villagers. Do you guys have suggestions for a dark, murky, foresty island? Like, what villagers would you use on that? And I would like to use different ones that I haven't used before, which kind of leaves out some of my squirrelies, because I've used just about all of them. So it kind of is like, I need different ones. I've used a lot of the typical Halloween villagers, so I almost kind of want to have some that you wouldn't think of for Halloween, you know what I mean? So anyways, if you wouldn't mind putting some suggestions down below, and also just let me know what you think about adding in Halloween to my murky island or not. I would like to know your feelings on that. I am leaning towards not doing Halloween on that island, just because my vision originally was just do more like a mushroom type island with a lot of dark little crevices and corners and things, and I don't know, just kind of have it a little darker and a little less happy Halloween kind of situation. So anyways, just wondering, but let me know how you feel about it. I would love to know. But yeah, we're nearing the end of this part of the video. What we'll do is we'll finish this up and then we're going to do a little tour of this island. Also, Stacy, if you're watching, I gave up on trying to get all the DIYs for the shell items and I cheated. So if you want to throw me out of the competition, I totally understand. I'm still going to submit my DA. You guys can still tour it or whatever if you want to. But yeah, I just gave up. It was too hard. I was not getting the DIYs that I needed, and in order to film this island and stuff, I don't know, I just was not having the luck. And I needed to work on other ones that I was working on as well, so it was kind of like, do I spend the time trying to farm those DIYs or just go ahead with it and then, you know, kind of go from there. She kind of said it was fine once we were whining about it, which apologize for that as well. But, you know, I don't want to ruin it for other people who did work hard to get it, so I totally get it. It's no big deal. I don't expect, I didn't do this like to win a competition or anything. I just did it to be part of the fun because I was having FOMO. Crispy made me feel left out. Like, she was saying, you need to do this. And I was like, okay, if Crispy says I need to do it, I think I need to do it. Like, you know, I have to listen to Crispy. She's very wise and also an amazing creator. So if Crispy says it's time to do a challenge, it's time to do a challenge. So anyways, I don't always listen to Crispy though. Sometimes I'm a rebel. But this time I was feeling FOMO and I thought, okay, I'm going to do it. So anyways, and I was already doing a resort. It made sense. Like, I already had started this. And then Stacy came out with that and Crispy was like, you have to do it. And so I said, okay, fine, I will do it. Alright, sorry, I've been very yappy. Here comes another balloon that's not really coming, but don't worry, it's in my video. It's not on your island, okay? You don't have to run and get a balloon right now. Thank goodness, like, most of the filler is in. I just have to do a few big sections and some villager homes. And then I think we're done, guys. I think we're done. Alright, filler complete for this day. So, let's go take a small tour of this island and see how things turned out. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I love y'all. And I will see you soon. But here's my rest of my tour here. Alright, I'm back, you guys, and we are just gonna look at what I've done today. That way we can get a little idea, because really I was just all over the place. It was speed running. But this is our little lazy river that we have over here. It goes all the way around this area. Pretty good, I think. It turned out cute. Kind of winds around. This is actually kind of based on the one that we went on in the Bahamas. They had a really cool lazy river there. So much fun, actually. And I could only hope to see that, you know, somewhere closer where I could go to it more often. But anyways, this was really fun. Look at me, I'm riding on the lazy river right now. Okay. And then, of course, you know, we did this whole back area and filler and stuff. So, I left some holes back here, didn't I? I need to fill this in next time. But anyway, just trying to get all the little holes filled in on this island, because it's got to be very lush and pretty and tropical, you know, because, you know, So we got all the top stuff done. Let me see if I can get up there so you can actually see it, because, oh my gosh, me trying to walk in my own island is like, hello. It's not really meant to be walked around back here anyway. It's kind of more of a view from afar kind of situation, but I still have this little section here. I gotta figure out something to put in there, stuff like that. But you know, we did this whole top area to try to just give it some color and interest and things like that. Put a little cave and a volcano up here and stuff like that. You know, just make it pretty, I guess. I don't know, there's not really any rhyme or reason to it. This part up here is really just to surround the area and make it look tropical. So yeah, so anyways, I like how it turned out. I don't think anybody will really be like checking it out real close or anything, but it's good. And then our little lazy river, I still have sections like this that need to be done. I got to figure out what I want to do back here. And then, you know, we went over here, and I just put down like some of that base wood planking, like this one. And then I'm going to get Able Sisters dolled up out here. And then if we go up in our back area over here, we've got, oh, by the way, we also moved in some houses. I moved Bangle's house here, which I don't know what I'm doing with her yet. I think I'm going to make her like a check-in area. I don't know. That doesn't even work, because my house is supposed to be like the hotel check-in. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think would be a good thing to put here, or in her house. And then I also, back in the Lazy River area, moved in Sasha and Lily's houses. Oh my gosh. So I'm just going to be on this Lazy River all day. So I've got those two houses here. I was thinking of putting like all the little floaty rentals in the middle. You know how when you go to a lazy river, and maybe a little like checkout station here where you can pay to get on the lazy river and stuff. So I thought I'll do that. And then back to where I was headed. So then when we go up to, oh hi Tammy with no nose. I want to give you a sushi hat. Okay, thank you. Great. Well, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Up here, you can kind of see the rest of the hills that I, decorated. So I just wanted to make it so when you walk back here, you can kind of see like some of the pretty flowers and stuff like that. But again, it's just for background. It's not really meant to be a big part of this island or anything. But I don't want you to walk around and be like, oh, it's just so plain and boring. You know what I mean? It's a tropical island, and they have a lot of colors and a lot of plants and things like that. So it was warranted. So that's it for this video. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I hope that you enjoyed watching me just bustle around this island. I really don't have too much left to do. I think one more video will do it. We're gonna do all the little filler areas and stuff. There's Bangle. She's so cute. She really is super cute. I didn't really love her until I got to know her a little bit more, and now I really love her. I also forgot I need to finish all this side too. I got all this area here that needs something in it. So just since we're reviewing all the spots I need to do. But I think I can do that all in one more video. And we did this back here too. Got this kind of filled in. And this is kind of the look of what's going to be around most of the island anyways. Like in any of these dirt, sandy spots, this is what you're gonna find. I do think I need to maybe get some little planks or something to make kind of a walkway coming through here. But I don't know, you know, we just sail along on the river. And then I do need to do my beaches, or at least put something on the beaches. It's not my goal to do them fully, but I definitely need to do something on my beaches. So anyway, that is where we are with this island, and I will see you next week on hopefully one of the last ones. We'll see how far I get. I may do some of this stuff offline and then just give you a little running tour or whatnot, and maybe do the houses with you guys or something, because I do need to still do all the interiors as well. So I do kind of have a lot to do. It may be 2 more videos. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, bye guys.